Buddhism and psychedelics approximately the same time. And at first, I didn't realize that there was any ancient historical connection. I'd read Alan Watts' book, The Joyous Cosmology, in which he described how LSD could be used as a tool with Buddhism in mind. But it wasn't until I had an experience which was in the company of friends and um, people who were mainly doing cannabis tincture, which was available for a brief period on the British National Health while cannabis was illegal. But it was legal to have cannabis tincture if you were prescribed it. And a friend of mine was prescribed it. It cost sixpence for a bottle of tincture, which a bottle was a pint bottle, and we calculated it to contain 72 full-on, flat-out experiences. So it was pretty good value for sixpence. But I was afraid that I was going to just like zone out and be completely zombie-like for the entire experience. So I took a third. I'd been given a third of a pill, which was an orange sunshine pill, which was available at the time, of LSD, orange sunshine LSD, made by someone who later became a friend of mine. And so on a third of a tab of LSD, which turned out to be well strong enough. Given his later disclosures about how strong these tablets were. So I started by standing on the patio of my friend's house in the country and the home counties which surround London. There was a turkey farm next door. The sun had just gone down, and I said to my friend who was standing next to me, "Oh, look at the fireflies." And he said, "What fireflies?" As he said, "What fireflies?" the points of light which had revealed themselves to me traced an intricate pattern of knotwork across the sky. And I said, "Oh, never mind." And I went and sat down in the living room to listen to Bach's Art of the Fugue, which was playing on my friend's hi-fi system. And I closed my eyes, and to my surprise, I witnessed what seemed to be three entirely new dimensions. That is to say, the dimension of time was the same as normal, but the dimensions of space had been replaced by completely other dimensions of space. These seem to be at right angles to normal, our normal quotidian experiences of left, right, up, down, forward, backward. And this new space was filled with regularly arranged spheres of completely limpid crystal. They were absolutely transparent, and each crystal reflected every other crystal in the array. not only that, but the entire being of each crystal was only its reflection of every other crystal in the array. In other words, this entire array depended on its entirety for every portion of it to exist. And I watched this in rapt attention for, I don't know, a minute, a half an hour, a century. I don't know. Time was irrelevant to me, although I say it was transpiring at the usual rate. We were no longer bound by the experience of time. And so, having experienced this, I was immensely impressed. Oh, I should say that at the same time, each crystal was a wave packet, and it was modulated by the waves in every other wave packet in this universe. So I was seeing the crystals as particles, but I was also aware of their wave nature at the same time. Now, some months after this, I read a book called the Buddhist Theory of Totality by Gama C.C. Chang. And he described the phenomenon or the experience known as the Indra's net. And he described it as an experience of interpenetration, which was pointed out by the founder of the Avatamsaka school of Buddhism in medieval China, which became the Kegon school of Japan. And not only that, not only did Tu Shung, I think his name was, describe what I had already seen, but he mentioned that it was described in greater detail in the Avatamsaka Sutra, which, of course, I had to look up. And I was astonished that somebody centuries ago, centuries before my experience, could explain and describe my experience in minute detail. He didn't mention the wave-particle duality because I believe that wave packets wasn't a part of medieval Chinese vocabulary. But apart from that, it was identical to what I'd seen. And I realized that there were one or two explanations of this.